Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. My name is James Quine, and this is my brother,
Robbie. I'm a perceptual shifter as well, and a life lover.
Life Lover.
I'm going to do a life loving slurp of black coffee here to get my motor running.
I'm going to be slurping some cinnamon tea. And,
Slurp.
So little birdie told me that you had a birthday.
Yes. And I'm going to get Social Security, 65.
Oh, wow. So a third of the way through life.
Yes.
You're going for 200.
Yes. I'm going for 200.
You're determined.
Yes.
But 200 healthy, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be wobbling
I don't want to
along
be
and-
on a walker with a
blind,
tennis ball on the bottom.
Dialysis machine?
No, none of
okay.
that crap.
All right.
That's not being a life lover.
That
That's
sounds
just
good. 200 sounds
being
good to
an
me.
old geezer, yeah.
We were talking about it this morning, that
Yeah.
there's so many advances in stem cell
Yes.
research and
Hold on, that
genetics.
that deserves a ding.
And it's rapidly going beyond the idea of blue zones,
Yes.
and it's getting into this idea that we can recharge the cells
Right.
that are causing aging and deterioration. Like even I was listening to a podcast, and they had doctors and scientists on, and they were talking about how they can reactivate the cells that are growing hair, that are making hair turn gray, that are causing skin to not have the elasticity.
Right. Sagging.
Yeah, all of that stuff. So they're looking at the possibility that they can have research that will allow you to live a lot longer.
Sagging man boobs.
I don't know about the sagging man boobs. Probably not the obesity of
I
the
hate
sagging
that.
man boobs. I think I told you, because we've been doing these podcasts now
Right.
almost every day.
I love
trying
'em.
to stack them up so that we have plenty in advance. So if we travel or do anything like that.
Right.
I have not been getting outside and working out as much as normal. And I watched my weight actually increase about 7 or 8 pounds higher than it normally is. And that meant that I had to, watch what I was eating a little bit more carefully.
Yeah.
And the good news is I have lost a few pounds over the last
Yeah,
week.
you look good, James.
And
Very
I'm
handsome.
getting back to where I need to be. But the reality is that as we get older, we have to be careful because our metabolism slows down.
Right.
And that's one of the things they were talking too, is that in genetics, our metabolism slows down, but there's a way to reactivate it so that it's a more youthful metabolism that
Right.
is burning fat a lot quicker.
Right. I want to just add that the perceptual shift, I think, has a little bit of a fountain of youth kind of quality.
Absolutely.
In emotionally and mentally and physically, because feeling good, you look younger when you feel good.
Yes. Happy people actually
Thank
live
you.
longer.
That deserves a major ding.
Right on.
It's
Thank you.
true. Have a good life. Be happy. I don't want to have a crappy life.
I don't want to have a crappy life.
No
Does
way,
anyone out
man.
there want to have a crappy life?
No,
I don't think so.
It's worth doing the work. I'll do almost anything not to have a crappy life.
And the other thing that can age you very quickly, in my opinion, is being a victim.
Yes,
Victimhood can be very attractive because you start blaming
It
people.
gets old quickly.
Yeah, and it feels good to point the finger and blame everybody else, but really
Sure.
you're just creating this kind of toxic environment in your body and in your mind, and you feel helpless and hopeless, and that's not going to help you age.
I'm looking at a timer right now. Put a timer on that self-pity.
Exactly.
10 minutes max.
10 seconds max.
There you go. Bravo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Definitely, man.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
All right.
Your
so,
pity party's over after 10-second beep.
Yes, if you're new to this show, it sounds like we're just gabbing along, but the reality is, that's how we kind of started out.
Yeah.
But what this show is all about is about helping other people
Right.
to experience this perceptual shift that we are experiencing,
Yeah.
so that they can love their lives and manifest abundance. And that is something that we are both doing in our lives.
Adamant about.
Yes, and we care deeply about that, and we want to really
Passionately.
infect the entire planet
Yeah.
with this feeling of loving life.
Yeah.
And helping others love life,
That's
too.
right.
Carry this message.
Right. It's kind of an exuberant feeling at times. It's wonderful. It's heaven on earth.
Yes. So we go through this book that I wrote called The Perceptual Shift, How to Love Your Life and Manifest Abundance. My brother helped me with this book. We go through it page by page.
Right.
Today we will be doing page 20 of the book. And you can look back if you end up getting the book and you want to go through the pages with us, you can just go back to the older podcasts and you can listen to how we answer the questions and how, our discussion about that particular page to learn a little bit more. We'll do it today with you. But before we get too far in, what are we going to do?
I'm going to break out my perceptual shift lenses.
Me too.
And we're going to serenade you with a perceptual shift song so we can kind of get the juices flowing, the creative juices.
What do these lenses symbolize?
Seeing the world in a clearer, more perceptually shifted, abundance-esque.
Compassionate.
Yes.
Loving.
Self-care.
Yeah. So these are like the loving, compassion, kind lenses that I want to see.
That's right.
The butterfly love.
Yes.
Yeah, the butterfly effect, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So we put the lenses on, and then we reach for our...
perceptual shift axes.
Right, because if you don't have hobbies and recreation and do some fun stuff in life, it gets very boring and very monotonous.
And you'll be a drag.
Yes. Not a drag queen, but a drag. And you might be a drag queen.
Well, they're not... mutually exclusive.
Yeah, because you could be a happy drag queen
sure.
that loves life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So to all the drag queens and to all the not drag
we wish you
queens out
happiness.
there,
Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to bring on some little perceptual shift music to get
That's
this show
great.
started.
All right. Prepare to be perceptually and sonically shifted. Welcome to the Shift Show. Get ready for the mind flow. You're gonna see the world in a brand new way. We'll show you how to love life. Eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nicely done.
Pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close, yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's our little tune-up right there.
Yeah.
Our little musical tune-up.
And also, you're going to get the picture around here. We don't take life too seriously. We like to have fun. It's important to squeeze that in.
Yeah, I cannot love life if I'm not having some fun and being silly.
It's too stiff, and I'm an adult, and I'm uptight, and I'm controlling shit.
I mean, we have adulting we have to do, but we don't have to do it all the time.
You can enjoy it. It's part of life,
That's a huge part of loving life.
James gave me an ironing lesson yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you didn't really know how to iron that.
I didn't know how to iron because I kind of grew up a little bit on the streets and stuff. And
well, I mean, when did you start getting really into it? Were you zoned out of life? How old were you?
Pretty young, about 14.
14, okay.
Yeah.
So 14, you sort of went into that world of drugs and alcohol, which is about when I went in at 14 or 15.
It's pretty standard. I mean...
But you went into it a lot heavier than I did.
Yeah.
So when you're an IV user, intravenous drug user, you can zone out of life in a very much deeper level than if you're a pot smoker and a drinker and just casual taking pills and doing stuff that I was doing.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to sugarcoat it. I'm a junkie. Let's just call it what it is.
So how old were you when you decided to quit drugs and alcohol?
28 the first time and one little slippy poo, and then 32.
Okay, so 32. So really, like, if you look at that, even 28 is like 14 to 28. Those are some formative years where you learn things like ironing, and you learn things like, doing your laundry and cleaning the dishes and, fixing a car and
All that stuff.
all the
Vacuuming, yeah. Washing clothes.
In those
Yeah.
years, for me, by the time I was 28, I had learned how to use computers,
Yeah, that's true.
pagers, mobile phones, technology. I had gone to college.
Yeah.
I had graduated college.
You ran some businesses.
I had-
Indian brand popcorn. I love that one.
I had a bunch of businesses. I did
Real estate.
I did the roller skating around with the credit card thing. Where
Oh,
neat. Did you know about that one? No.
No.
Yeah, so
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I
That sounds
handed out postcards
kind
that
of
said,
life loverish.
I guarantee that you will get a credit card if you send me $20. I will send you an application, and if you don't get that credit card, I will send you the $20 back. And I had a deal with a company, a bank that was doing secured credit cards before they had these debit card things.
Right.
And they would basically, if you put $500 in a bank, you would get a actual Visa or MasterCard.
Right. I get it.
And I was involved. I created that business.
Great.
I roller skated around downtown LA.
That's bitchin'.
I put these postcards that I printed on cars.
Right.
And I had checks for $20 coming in every day.
So you're like the roller skate credit card guy.
I did. Then
That's
I
awesome.
graduated and I went to work for a company and so forth and so on. But I learned a lot of normal things that people learn growing up that
Right.
you missed out on.
Yeah, sure.
And so the cool thing is that you're so open to learning things in your life today that you missed out on.
Yeah.
Learning ironing, and then he ended up ironing my shirt. So, yeah, it's great. In any case,
I didn't bat 100 on the ironing, but I did pretty good. I left a giant wrinkle on the back of the thing.
well, the back doesn't matter.
Well, it was kind of on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a little wrinkle.
right.
It's no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's looking at our backs.
And we're not about perfection either,
Yeah,
right? Because if
exactly.
we're a perfectionist, we're going to always be unhappy with
Right,
ourselves. Right.
right.
So, all right. So let's get into the reading
Yeah.
for today.
Dive on in.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Welcome to everybody new. Welcome to everybody that's returning. Before we go too far in, if you don't have the book and you want the book, you can buy it on Amazon, hardback, softback, or
Kindle is a good deal. It's a couple of shekels, and you'll have to get a notebook to write along with that. So just have a blank notebook and your Kindle, and you're all set.
Yeah.
And also, you can come to our meetings on Saturday.
yes, we have a workshop every Saturday.
Yeah.
3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We both are there. It's Zoom. The details are here in this podcast. We also announce it on Instagram and TikTok. If you go to James M for Michael Quine, Quine, you can see those announcements, and you can also check out some of my
Life hacks.
life hacks, which will help you just generally in life.
Yeah, and they're very practical and they're fun, and it makes the day better. I mean, try it or deny it.
Yes, and if you want a signed copy,
You know what? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I said my favorite life hack is your hula hoop one.
Right.
My second favorite one is you holding the rainbow.
Oh, the rainbow.
I love
holding.
that one.
Yeah.
That was
That's
that
cool.
up at Kapalua?
Yes, it was a couple.
It was fantastic. James is holding a
It
rainbow.
was
in
just
one of-
before the duck pond walk with
Wow.
Gona. Yeah. And last thing is the book. If you'd like it signed, you can hit me up in the comment section
Yep.
or DM me on Instagram or TikTok, and I can send you a signed copy. It's the same price as this is getting it from Amazon.
Right.
All right, so that's all the announcements. Let's get into the reading. You
Okay.
ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. This particular reading actually required my brother Robbie and me to talk about it a little bit before we
Right.
started this podcast.
Yeah.
'Cause we needed to sort of figure out what was going on and how we were going to approach this, because we have not answered it yet.
Right. So we're kind of doing it with you guys.
Yes, we are. The role of biology. Even our biology helps shape how we view the world. Research in genetics and neuroscience shows that certain traits and tendencies, such as a predisposition to anxiety or a natural inclination toward optimism, can be passed down through generations. While biology is not destiny, it's important to acknowledge how it interacts with our environment to shape our perceptions or the way we see things. Understanding the biological factors that influence our lens can help us approach personal growth with compassion, something we talked about earlier.
Right.
For example, if you struggle with chronic anxiety, which is essentially fear of the future, understanding it as a biological tendency rather than a personal failing or failure can empower you to seek effective support and adopt strategies to manage it more proactively and with greater self-compassion. So the idea here is if you have anxiety or you're displaying any tendencies that you feel aren't serving your highest purpose, they're not helping you to be happy, joyous, and free, then rather than blaming yourself,
Right.
we can have a little bit of compassion and understanding and realize, hey, this may be something that's biological.
Right.
This may just be a tendency. For example, our father was an alcoholic.
Right.
We became alcoholics. His mother was an alcoholic. These are biological tendencies.
Yeah, grandma.
Doesn't mean for sure that you'll be an alcoholic. Our younger brother is not an alcoholic.
Yeah, and also Dad's father was from Isle of Man, and so we got some like kind of English blue blood in there that's sort of alcoholic-y.
Might be.
I mean,
Certainly
you said it's
prankster-ish.
genetic, right?
Yes, it is genetic. So
Yeah.
we don't know
I
about
mean-
that, but yeah. Awareness is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. Acceptance is the realization that it's time to step through that doorway into a new space. And action is what propels you forward once inside. Creating a conscious and deliberate shift in perception can redirect the entire trajectory of your life.
Boom.
Thank you. Awareness, acceptance, and action. If we're not aware of the situation, we're probably not going to do anything about it.
Right.
If we don't accept the fact that it's something that we're not comfortable with,
Yeah.
we're also not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But if we don't know the action to take, we can't do anything.
So the order is important there,
The
right?
order is very important.
I get it.
And there is a tendency for me, somebody who has been on this spiritual and emotional journey of better mental clarity and health for a long time, to not be too aware of things that are problematic because so many things are going right in my life. And that's what I'm talking about this particular page earlier that we were reading.
Right.
It's sometimes hard for me to find an answer to a question that's dealing with, what's bothering you if you're not aware that anything is really bothering you.
Right.
And that's when we have to discuss it, and I have to dig deep and say, hey, I want to eradicate everything that's potentially bothering me.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it only bothers me once a week, it still doesn't serve me. So the first question in this page is for you, Robbie. Have you experienced anxiety, sensitivity, or grief in your life?
Thousands of times.
So you have been anxious
Yeah.
about what kind of stuff?
Sometimes good stuff,
Yeah. Like what?
like surfing, like playing music. If we have a sound check for a gig we're playing, and sound checks are usually they're exciting, but they can have a little anxiousness to
It's
it.
a great point. He brings up the word exciting.
Yeah.
And excitement is a form of anxiety,
Wow.
because when you get excited, you're usually not excited about this moment. You're
Right.
excited about something that you think is
Oh,
going
well,
to
that's a
happen.
lot more positive than being.
Yes. The danger with excitement is if I'm excited that I get to go to Disneyland,
Right.
and then my parents tell me it's
Oh,
raining
yeah, it's
and we can't go to
expectation,
Disneyland,
right.
it becomes an expectation, which
Right.
becomes a resentment.
Right.
So I have to sort of be on guard. And what I do with that is I go, I'm excited we're doing the podcast. And then I'm like, however, if something comes up,
Right.
like it did when I was working the other day outside,
Right.
and we don't do the podcast,
Sure.
I sort of manage that expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
And I recognize that there are elements that are outside of my control in this life.
Right.
that may impact this excitement or this situation. Now, let's talk for just a quick moment about the other type of anxiety. Have you ever had the anxiety that you were anxious that something bad might happen, like maybe the stock market or something like that?
Yes. I mean, I've had money fears and things like that. Sure.
Yeah, so those aren't comfortable. So you've
No,
been
I like the excitement one much better.
Yes, if you have to have anxiety, I'll always choose the
Right,
excitement.
yeah.
So what about this idea of sensitivity? Have you ever been sensitive?
Yes, I've done a lot of work on that.
Right,
Yeah.
me too.
And part of it is keeping a sense of humor.
Yes.
And it's okay. Like one of my mentors was so sweet. He's still a very close friend. Told me, Robbie, do your best and your best is good enough. And that just made me feel so loved and like, okay, if I stub my toe, it's not a big deal. And he's like, no.
Right.
I thought that's good. Like,
I think I read something also in either You Can't Make Me Angry, the book You Can't Make Me Angry, or Drop the Rock. And it might have been Drop the Rock. And I think it was a story about somebody whose father at some sports event said, you should have tried harder. You should have done better. And he grew up.
He
and
shoulded on him.
Yeah, he shoulded on him. And and when he got older, he realized that if he could have done better, he would have done better.
Right, right.
And your best is good enough. And your best will change as you evolve.
Exactly. That's true.
Okay, what about grief? Have you ever experienced grief?
Yes. We were talking about when my mom died, I felt like a shit.
Just your mom, right?
Yeah, no, our mom. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Because that felt exclusive to your mom.
I felt like a shattered windshield. It was just so difficult for me. I mean, it was one of the deepest pains I've ever felt in my life. I felt like my chakras got torn out. I really had a hard time breathing. I was having that kind of anxiety, like, because she wasn't breathing, then like part of me didn't want to breathe. It was just effed.
I feel you.
And we were at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, and it was so surreal. I mean, I'm glad
You were there when she was covered with ice, right? When they had to come in and cover her with ice? Were you there?
No, I don't think so.
At one point, I went in, and her temperature was like 105.
Oh, that's why they... Okay.
And nobody was there, and I went to the nurse.
She
I
was
go, her
sweating?
temperature is 105, and they're
Right.
like, oh my goodness, and they came in and they just poured ice all over her.
Wow.
They put this like thing around her, and she was just like covered in ice to bring her temperature down.
Right.
And here she is breathing with a breathing machine.
Oh my God.
Heart pumping with a heart pumping machine.
Oof. Just the sound of the machines freaked me out. It was so surreal.
Yeah, it was rugged. So
Did she move when the ice came? Did the ice, nothing?
Mm-mm. So anxiety, sensitivity, or grief. So here it says, write down a tendency that isn't serving you, recognizing that it's not your fault, and consider how this awareness could help you shift toward a more positive perspective. So the idea here is, do you have a tendency, even if it's periodic, to do something that you would prefer not to do at all? And why would you not like to do it? And how would your life shift if you never did that again? So do you have an example?
Can you give me one of yours?
No, you can't steal any of mine.
Can
you want me to go first?
Can you loan me an example?
You want me to go first?
I'm just drawing a blank on that.
Okay, so let me go first.
Okay.
So we were talking earlier about the difference between discernment and judgment, which is, it's a fine line. They're very, very similar.
They are similar.
And for me, the idea of discernment is looking at a situation in order to evaluate it and make a decision sort of what I want to do, which particularly in situations that are uncomfortable, my decision is usually in some way, shape, or form to move away.
Right.
Just distance myself.
Yeah.
Get in my hula hoop. I don't really need to be in your hula hoop.
Exactly.
Whether it's traffic or a person or a situation or a family member or whatever. Most issues that are going on, most of them outside of me are not my responsibility.
Right.
They're just not my responsibility. And when I feel like they're affecting my ability to, let's say, get out of my driveway because someone's blocking it, or, you know, negotiate, or maybe somebody's at my house and I feel, you know, I can start to distort that, and I can start to want to exert some sort of control over that individual,
Right.
or that situation, which generally creates anxiety and creates upsettedness and makes me feel not happy.
Yeah.
I'm not happy when you're not doing what I would like you to do. Ultimately, that's really what it comes down to.
Right.
I have an idea of how I'd like you to behave. I can give you lots of backup data to show you that nice people or good people don't do that behavior.
Right. Right.
And then I'm going to try to figure out through either silent scorn or manipulation, or, you know, outright, you know, yelling and controlling, to get you to stop doing that, because it's making me feel really uncomfortable. Right. And it's not fair. I had this thing as a kid where I would always think, like, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. And I call it, it's not fairism.
Right.
And when I get into it's not fairism,
Yeah.
and oftentimes I'll justify it by saying, you're affecting other people too, and now I have to go rescue them, right? You know. So when I get into that place where I'm feeling like I need to control a person, place, thing, or situation because I'm uncomfortable, that starts edging into judgment for me. Discernment is, I'm uncomfortable, I need to move away. Judgment is, I'm uncomfortable and I need to control you, or I need to change you, or I need to and you listen, I do have the responsibility to manage, direct, and control people that I'm managing, directing, and controlling as a manager or a business owner.
Sure.
I have a responsibility to manage, direct, and control my grandson.
Yeah.
Because he's only 2.
Thinking the same thing. If he
and
runs out in the street, you
Yes.
got to control it.
But I don't need to manage, direct, and control the teller at the bank who's mean to me.
There you go.
I can go get back in line and go see a different teller.
Right, right.
I can leave the bank. I can go to a new bank.
Yeah.
There's lots of choices I can do.
Definitely. And you can hold on to your serenity much better that way.
I've been in groups with people where they were like, you know, having classes that were like emotionally helping me, and one person comes in and begins to disrupt the whole class.
Right.
And it becomes a chaotic situation, and I'm not running the class. I'm not in charge of the class. And suddenly I notice this class has gone from being a positive influence in my life to becoming a problem because I can't seem to get out of judgment.
Right.
And it's dysfunctional. And in many of these situations, I left the class and went and found a different class.
Wow.
So for me, I would like to, when I'm uncomfortable, stay in discernment and not start crossing over that line into judgment where I feel that I either need to gossip about them, get a bunch of people to come against them and form a mob to kick them out. You know, that I can just sort of let situations resolve themselves.
Right.
And let me give you a great example of that.
Okay.
So I live in Hawaii. There was a situation near my property where some other people were, you know, starting to sort of do something that was creating a problem for me. And it was getting difficult. And I basically closed frequently I had my sliding glass door open. It was kind of loud.
Right.
I closed my sliding glass door. I sort of emotionally blocked them out
Right.
and said, I do not want to get involved in this situation.
Right,
It is a
right.
hot potato.
Yeah.
I want no part of it.
Yeah.
I had neighbors calling me, asking me if I would hop on the bandwagon with them.
Oh, wow.
And you sign a petition and do a whole thing. And I said, I'm not interested in
A lot
doing
of
any
drama,
that.
it sounds like, yeah.
I had discernment in that moment.
Right.
And I recognized that me getting involved in that would create more problems for
Right.
myself. That situation took about 3 or 4 months to resolve.
Sure.
And those people aren't there anymore, and there's
Yeah.
no more noise, and it's over. And I didn't have to get my side of the street dirty.
You chose your battles.
I chose my battles.
Bravo.
And I do believe that most situations, if I just give it a little time,
Yeah.
they resolve themselves.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
So that's the thing I'd like to do more of. I'd like to do
Well
more.
done. Well done. You
leaning
deserve a
towards-
ding for that.
Thank you,
I
thank
have to
you.
give you a courteous ding.
It was complicated to come up with
Yeah.
that.
No, I mean, it's they're not respecting your boundaries, and you start feeling like you're a doormat. It's a crappy
I don't
feeling.
want to go into battle anymore.
No.
I don't. And I don't want to, we were talking about this earlier, I don't want to take them home with me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to have them take up space, what is it, rent-free?
Yeah.
Rent-free in my mind.
Yeah, and don't lose your serenity. I mean, it's my responsibility to hold on to my serenity. It's no one else's. It's mine.
I'm not going to willingly pass it over.
I don't want to have a crappy day over someone else's drama.
And this is true for, financial worries
Sure.
or any, health concerns.
Yeah.
I had a health concern once and it was on the weekend and
Yeah.
I was like, could
Was
that
that
be cancer?
the kidney?
No, it was something private. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I will tell you, but I'm not
yeah.
going to tell everybody else. But
right.
I was concerned that it was like maybe cancer or something else. And then, a couple of friends of mine were like, whoa, you're really going down the drain on this. And I was like, let it go, let it go.
This
And then I
sounds
went
pretty
out and
intense. Were you peeing blood or something?
I had that situation too.
Wow.
And then it turned out to be nothing.
Scary.
Turned out to be nothing. So that is all connected to anxiety and
Right.
and sensitivity, being super sensitive and all
Sure.
that stuff. So what do you got?
Wow. That's like, I just saw a whole movie in my mind, like a medical emergency show. I'm going to talk to you after the podcast to find out what's going on.
Okay.
I didn't know about any of this. So what?
It's your question. You want me to answer the question? Ask the question again?
Yeah.
What tendencies do you have that don't serve you that you would like to stop having?
Oh, okay.
Essentially.
I have a whole litany of...
or decrease them, if not eliminate them.
I have a litany of stuff that I'm working on. But that being said, I am working on it. So that's good in and of itself.
You want to give everybody one example?
Yeah. I think attitude adjustment's super important. All day long, not just in the morning. In the morning, it's pretty easy. Everything's quiet. I drink my coffee. I write my gratitude
You
journal.
haven't talked to anybody.
I take my time. Like, I have a little kitty friend that comes and drinks water on my lanai. I keep his water bowl full all the time. And I hear the kind of birds chirping, and I look out the window, and the trade winds are blowing, and the palm trees, and it's effing gorgeous. It's like I'm in Hawaii. It's summertime. I have soft puja music playing in my bedroom. And it's pretty easy to get in a Zen space like that. And I don't answer the phone or nothing with that. But that only lasts for so long.
Because life comes.
Right.
In the way.
And I walk out the door and, horns are honking and
neighbors.
Right,
and,
right.
You have people parking next to you.
That's
all that
right.
Stuff. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And life is in session 24/7. But even if I do kind of get in a funky mood, I can immediately take a breath and just let it go. Let go of expectations, let go of drama queenism, let go of the illusion of control. There's a whole list of things. And one of the biggest ones for me is just relax.
Yeah. I like when you say, I surrender.
I
surrender this. I surrender that.
Yeah.
I surrender.
It feels good. I feel lighter. I mean, when people do that and they throw their hands in the air, we do that with I Love My Life. And it just feels, because it opens the heart chakra. It's just an openness of like, I'm letting this go.
Right.
I'm not interested in being right. I'm interested in being happy.
Right.
That's one of the slogans. And I think it's always smart to pick happy. I mean, Tom is right on that one.
Yes. I've mentioned that to some of the guys that I mentor, and they've said, well, I want to be right and happy.
You can't.
Occasionally you can.
Yeah, if it happens, great. But,
You can't expect it.
tough titty, said the kitty. I mean, that rarely happens.
Yeah. All right, so we
choose.
We have almost run out the clock.
I know,
now,
it goes fast.
But you know what we do towards the end of
Yes,
this?
I do know what we do, and I love it.
But
This song is very different than the other ones.
Yeah.
So.
We PS again.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Now you've heard the Shift Show. I hope you got your mind blown. We'll be back next week with more to say. And if you You are a seeker. Buy the book, dig deeper. Take what you like and now go out and play.
Yeah!
The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, so that'll do it for the show. Once again, I wanted to remind everybody that if you do want the book and you don't have the book, then you can get it on Amazon.com, the hardback, the softback cover, or
Kindle for only a couple of ducats.
yeah, and then
It's a good deal, and just buy a little notebook and a pen and do all the writing, because there's a lot of writing in here, and writing is very cathartic.
yeah,
I mean,
most
sometimes
pages have writing. Yeah,
don't be lazy. You know, bust out a pen and open your heart and try to do some work on these old patterns, and like throw them and toss them in the trash. Some of this stuff is so ancient. We were talking about family patterns and stuff. If they don't serve you, you know, it's time to adios.
yes, and
Chuck them.
one thing that we have
Right?
discovered, yes, one thing we have discovered is that nobody's going to do the work for you.
Thank you.
I mean-
that deserves a major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to go to a therapist
Right.
or take a pill and
Yeah,
hope that
I know.
the pill or the therapist
happy
is going to
pill.
suddenly perceptually shift
Yeah.
them into a place of loving life
It's-
all the time and manifesting abundance. And the reality is that for us at least, and most people that we know, it takes daily, ritualistic,
Yes.
dedicated,
Yeah.
consistent, determined work
Yeah.
to continue to make progress in loving your life and
Yeah.
creating abundance.
Yeah.
And if we don't, it's no different than if you want a really good body, you got to exercise. and
Thank
eat
you.
right.
Good
And that takes
analogy.
work.
Yeah. This is like push-ups.
No dietitian is going to
Right.
lose weight for you.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do, and no exercise video is going to, make you have a lot of muscles.
Right.
You have to actually do the work. And the same thing applies here.
Yeah.
So if you do this work, I will offer you this. A 100% money back guarantee on this book. If you do this whole book and do all the writing, I will give you the money back if you're unhappy. If you didn't
Put his money
perceptually
where his
shift,
mouth is.
you didn't perceptually shift, and you didn't start to love your
Yeah.
life more after doing all of this work, in this book, I'll happily refund your money.
That is incredibly good.
So that's how much I feel that this book will help people. And don't forget, Saturday workshop.
Right.
We'll be there on Zoom.
Yep.
The meeting ID is in this description of this podcast. We also announce it on Instagram and TikTok each week. James, M for Michael, Quine, Quine. You'll see life hacks there.
The life hacks
as
are
well.
awesome.
Like, follow, subscribe to this podcast if you want to get notified of future ones. And most importantly, remember this. Loving life is not about loving every single thing that happens to you in
Thank you.
life.
Let's keep it real. Yeah.
Because some things are difficult,
Yeah.
painful,
Challenging.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the idea of loving life and being a life lover is that you aspire to love life no matter what happens.
As it shows up.
Yes,
Yeah.
regardless of people, places, things, and
Right.
situations.
It's making a choice.
Yes, and if you would like to be a life lover, like we are,
Right.
then we suggest you start saying it out loud on a
Yeah.
regular basis. And you can start right
And you
now.
can even shout it out
You can
loud.
shout it out loud.
Because we kind of do.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can start right now with us
Yeah.
because 1, 2, 3.
I love my life!
Okay, see you guys
That's how
soon.
we do it.
Have a
Yeah.
great day.
Love you guys.
The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.